Hello. So today we are doing 2.5 biconditional statements. So you see a biconditional statement is very similar to a conditional, only both ways work. So the hypothesis is going to lead to a true conclusion, and then the conclusion will also imply a true hypothesis. So for our example here, a cat is happy if and only if it is purring. So let's highlight our pieces of information. So our first part here, a cat is happy, is going to be our hypothesis, and our conclusion that it is purring is going to be our conclusion. So then we can write our statement as a conditional. So our conditional, if a cat is happy, then the cat is purring. So again, we can highlight our information. And then our conclusion, the cat is purring. And we also have our converse. Remember, when we do the converse, all we're doing is swapping the red and the blue part. So go ahead and write your converse of this. So if the cat is purring, then the cat is happy. So once again, all we're doing is swapping the hypothesis and the conclusion. So we have a P that implies Q and a Q that implies P. So both the converse and the conditional are going to be true for a biconditional. There's also a tip here that helps us tell that this is a biconditional, and that's the statement if and only if. If you see if and only if, you know that means that we have a biconditional statement. So for part B, see if you can write what the conditional is and what the converse is going to be of that given. A figure is a segment if and only if it is straight and has two endpoints. Before you write that, though, what is that key phrase that tells us that this is a biconditional? So that's the if and only if. That statement right there. All right, go ahead and write the conditional and the converse. All right, pause the video if you need to, but here are our two statements, the conditional and the converse. So if a figure is a segment, then the figure is straight and has two endpoints. Then my converse, swapping that hypothesis and conclusion. If a figure is straight and has two endpoints, then the figure is a segment. With biconditionals, you'll see a lot of the time that we use them in geometries with math definitions. So for example, this example of what a segment is, you'll see that a lot throughout the year. All right, question number 2. Tells us to write a biconditional from each of the given conditional and converse. So I'm going to highlight my hypothesis in blue. So if two angles share a side. And then I will highlight the conclusion in red. They are adjacent. So then I can use those two statements to write my biconditional. Remember, you're going to use the hypothesis and then say if and only if, and then write the conclusion. So my biconditional would be two angles share a side if and only if they are adjacent. So remember, we need that if and only if statement to make it a biconditional. We need our hypothesis, which is two angles share a side. And we need the conclusion. They are adjacent. So once again, it follows that pattern of P, if and only if Q. You may also see the if and only if written as I, F, F. Once again, math people are lazy, so that's our abbreviation for if and only if. So I'm going to write that in part B for this sentence. So go ahead, see if you can come up with a biconditional statement for number 2. All right, so you'll notice your temperature is normal. That's my hypothesis. My conclusion is your temperature is 98.6 degrees. So we're just going to write our hypothesis, if and only if our conclusion. So your temperature is normal, if and only if your temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So once again, that IFF means if and only if. You may see that as well. So notice that once again, both of these statements are true, the conditional and the converse. So if your temperature is normal, then your temperature is 98.6 degrees. That would be a true statement. If your temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, then your temperature is normal. Once again, both true statements. That's what makes a biconditional, is that all of it is true. All right. So go ahead and click on the next video for question number 3.